All right, guys. Hey, Taylor here. Part 2 of the precision reloading series I'm putting together. Last time we went over primer pocket preparation. And today we're going to go over neck turning. I mentioned last time that we are not going to do any trimming, and I just want to clarify that. The reason why I've just bought these Lapua shells, and when I was doing my measuring, they ranged only by 1,000th from, 2.009 to 2.010. So there's no need to do it, and I'm not going to go through it here in this series, but after the cases expand a little bit, we need to do some trimming. I'll be sure to video that. But so neck turning, right? So just a little background on it for those of you who may not know, but the neck, right here, this spot here, that's the area where you seat the bullet. And the whole goal there's two goals in neck turning. The very first, and what we're doing today, is to get uniform grip around the bullet. For example, if the top side here has more material on it than the bottom side, there's going to be more friction on the top side of the bullet here as it leaves the case. So what we want to do in this step here is just turn the neck to a uniform diameter. The second purpose, and again, we'll go over it in a later video, but it's neck tension. So how much tension do you want on your bullet before it releases? Has to do with pressures, has to do with consistency. With my Winchesters, which I was shooting before I got these Lapuas, I was going for about 9,000ths on my neck wall thickness. With these Lapuas, I really don't know. So, first thing, tools. This is a Sinclair neck turning tool. Sinclair. And it's worked really great for me. I show you this part. I'm not going to use it. I hate it. But this is the intended way of holding your case. Put it in there, make it tight, turn it around your neck turning mandrel. It takes forever. It does, at least I get it, to do a pretty piss poor job. What I've then gotten, let me show this to you guys, this little tool. So it just has kind of like the piece for your reloading press. You can slip your bullet, you screw that out a little bit. You slip your bullet in here and then tighten this up, and that will actually hold that case in there tight. Now, and the reason I love it so much, power drill. So we're just gonna slide this in here and let the drill do all the work. It saves your hand. Your hands really get tired after a while. So, I've got this all pulled out so I can show you guys the adjustments. Where did I put that bullet? I lost that case. But what I'll show you here. So we'll slide this onto the mandrel, which sometimes you need some, I just use my case lube. Just put a tiny bit on there and then slip this onto the mandrel. Well, that's pretty tight. All right, that is a little tight, and I'm an idiot, and I found where I put that last case. It's in the drill that I was showing you. So I'm going to take this and just use the drill a little to kind of spin it on there. That's not tight enough. There we go. So let's slip this on. There we go. So Really was quite tight. I didn't resize these or anything upon receipt, but let me show you here, right? So there you can see there's still just a little gap. That's kind of how I've set it. And now just so we've got an adjustment screw here and a set screw here. So we'll take that adjustment screw and just, you see how much I can get you guys to see here. Get that to just barely touch. You don't want to cut too much. Because right now we're not trying to remove material. We're not trying to get a uniform thickness. We're only trying to get it uniform throughout. Get the wall thickness uniform throughout a single case. So I've got that just barely touching. I'm going to tighten this set screw down. Okay, and now back to the drill and the beauty of this drill. Okay, and we'll just slowly pull this out. Now guys, I went a little too fast because I want to show you kind of what's going on here. Get that to focus, maybe. So you see the lines in there where it's cut and where it hasn't, right? So what you want to do is you want to go slow enough that you don't see any lines. There should be no tactile ridges here. And we'll just go through and do each piece. Okay, so just to let you guys see again, see on this side it's all shiny. This side is all cut, but over here almost none has cut. So we need to push our cutter in a little bit further so that we can get all of this off. So I'm gonna release this set screw there. I'm just gonna make not even an eighth of a turn, just a tiny adjustment. Put that set screw back on and we'll try it again. And I just scrapped a case. I went in a little too far. So I'm going to pull that back out. Set it back up to my original depth. It's really frustrating, but it happens. Set the screw. So again, here I'm just gauging the depth based on where my case currently is. So we'll pull this case out. And put in a new one that's not scrap. What I like to do is just turn it, make sure that it's centered before I start cutting with it. All right, guys. So you see here, you get some beautiful shavings. Make your girlfriend a ring. But here, you see it's just shiny all the way around. And there's no tactile ridges here. Oftentimes you'll get little ridges that you can feel with your thumbnail. It means you went too fast. Do it again. And then the other thing, you want to bring it just, man, I wish I could focus here a little bit better, but just up to the very end of the neck. You don't want to come and hit that, the beginning of your slope. You want to stop just before it. So I'm going to do a couple of these, and then I'll come back to you in just a minute, all right? All right, guys. So I've turned 3 of these, and you may have noticed that while I had you on super fast mode, I stopped and I adjusted this a few times. All 3 times I let the cutting tool a little bit further out, and I'm gonna just check now for our wall thicknesses. So let me just make sure it's zeroed. And we'll start with the first one I cut. And we've got 13.5 thou. Twelve thou. And 8 thou. So I did that backwards. And unfortunately, me doing a video makes me stupid, apparently. I'm just gonna throw away the 12 thou and the 8 thou, and I'm gonna go on to the next and try and do it just a little bit less. Again, you just don't want to be removing material here. You don't know what your ideal wall thickness is. I'd rather have more material than not enough. So I'm gonna cut 3 more. I'll be right back. So those are both at 12. I had 13 on my first one, 13.5. I'm actually gonna turn this down to 12 because that is going to be my wall thickness. Get that done. Okay. One thing to note that I was thinking of just there, I was saying, right, you want to take it just until you start to hit the edge of that neck. Well, your mandrel here actually has a hard stop on it. I don't like to use it. I don't have a great reason. I was using it when I first started. I screwed a couple up. I stopped using it. I've done better. No real reason to it, but you can use the hard stop on the mandrel. You can keep an eye on it and just make sure everything's good. But what you see here, we now have a consistent 12 thou wall thickness. So I'm gonna go through the rest of these, and we'll see you guys back next time. If you like this, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, tell me what you do different, tell me what I should have done different, because everybody has their opinions. We'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to start some dialogue. Just let me know what you guys are thinking. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.